Hey y'all, welcome to my video. I'm Melissa if you haven't been here before. Today what we're going to do is we're going to play with the Alter Ego Artemis palette. Let me open her up and show you. And this is actually supposed to be a dupe for the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. So I've never played with the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette because I'm not bougie like that. So we're going to play with this and see what we think about it. I won't be able to compare, but we will be able to play with some of the shades and stuff like that and see how good of a palette these dupe palettes are, just in general. I also got their brushes as well that I'm going to use to kind of do an eye look, so we'll be testing those out as well. Everything else is just kind of stuff I pulled out from my collection, so if that's something that you want to see and want to see the look I come up with, then just keep watching. Alright, so I'm going to put my hair back so it's out of my way. Hopefully my earrings aren't in the way. These, one of my subscribers, actually a girl that works with my husband, Kayla Poe. She's really sweet. She gave them to my husband for me. So said that they look like some that I'd like for my videos. So I'm real excited. I do like them a whole lot. So thank you, Kayla, for my earrings. And also for the mask that you gave us to my daughter. She loves them. So Kayla's really sweet to us. So first, I need to take off my glasses, and I'm going to put on a little bit of Milani primer, eye primer. I figure using the Milani eye primer is kind of a good control in our experiment with our eyeshadows. And again, I did my brows before I came on camera, and I used the Hourglass Arch. And let me tell you what shade I used. Warm Brunette. And as I said in my last video, if anybody knows of a dupe, just tell me in the comments section because I'm all for it. I tried the number 7 pencil because I thought maybe it would be kind of like it, but it's a lot fatter. So it's kind of like it, but just a little too fat. All right, first I'm gonna go into Entice right here in the crease. And I'm taking the number 3 Alter Ego brush. Alright, I'm taking Silent right here. And I'm going to put that on my outer corner. Kind of going for a green look today. So I'm not sure about that shade because I think it's supposed to be like their cream to powder formula that they are trying to do like Natasha Denona, and it took a little bit more to build up, but now I'm taking Quest down here and I'm going to put that in the middle of my eye. Now I'm going to go into Spear right here, and I'm going to put that on my inner corner. I'm taking a cotton round and some micellar water, and I'm just going to clean up any of my lines I got out of. Alright, I'm going to go into the Revlon Photo Ready Pore Reducing Primer. I'm going to dot that all over my face. Alright, today I'm going to be using the Maybelline Dream Radiant Liquid Hydrating Foundation. And got a clean, fresh brush. This is the BK Beauty brush. I'm going to blend it in. I cleaned all my brushes last night, so they're all so fresh and so clean. Thought about going for a walk, but I went for a walk the day before and walked about a mile, and it had been a while since I had went on a walk. You know, normally I just use my running up and down the stairs doing laundry as exercise, but obviously that's not enough exercise, because I woke up yesterday and the back of my thighs were killing me and burning, and it made me feel really out of shape and really old. Which, I'm only 35, so I wouldn't say that I'm that old. Getting there, but not that old yet. But it was definitely a wake-up call. I am out of shape. My camera just cut off, so I don't know what y'all missed, but pretty much I was saying I'm out of shape, and that I'm going into the Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. And I'm going to dot that under my eyes real quick. I'm going to use my BK Beauty brush, 101 brush, to blend it out again. So I know you're tired of hearing about it, but I'm going in with the number 7 Lift and Illuminate Triple Action Finishing Powder. And I'm just going to set my under eyes real quick. Taking the e.l.f. Forever Sun-Kissed as the primer infused bronzer, but it's in Forever Sun-Kissed. And I'm going to warm up my face. I'm going under my neck. Or under my chin. I did it again. And down the neck. I'm taking the Burt's Bees blush in 1215 Toasted Cinnamon. That's what she looks like. I'll put that on my cheeks. Going over the nose so I can look sunburnt and sun-kissed. And I'm taking the Flesh, what's it called? Flesh to Flesh Highlighting Powder in Boost. That's what it looks like. I know there was one picture that I really liked my highlight, and I think it was this. I was going to try it again and see. This is the one. I know it doesn't seem like it's going to be a beaming highlight, and then it's a beaming highlight. Go over my brows, down my nose, on the Cupid's bow, and on the chin. That's one of those sneaky highlights that you don't think it's going to be as bright as what it is. Alright, I'm going to see if I can't take this color Silent right here, the green that I have in my outer corner, and see if I can't put it on my lower lash line. And I'm just going to use Spear right here in my inner corner. I'm going to go in with my Lash Princess. Alright, I pulled out the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in Topaz. And that's what I'm putting on my lips today. I'm going to use the Milani Rosewater Prep and Refresh Hydrating Mist. And I'm just going to spray my face with that. Alright, well this is the final look. I hope you like it. Tell me what you think in the comments. I think I really like it. I'm kind of into green though, so it matches my shirt. and my earrings. I want to talk about the Alter Ego Artemis palette for a minute. I really think that the whole concept is super cute. The packaging, I think, is very classy, very sleek. I like that it's cardboard. It's got a magnetic closure. The mirror is a great mirror. The shades that I used, the shimmers were great. They went on with a dry brush, just great. I love the shimmers. I love the shade that I put in my crease. The only shade that I'm kind of iffy about, which it did really good under my eyes, was the silent shade, the green shade that I put on my outer corner. Because like I said, I think it's one of those cream to powder shades that they were trying to dupe from the Natasha Denona palettes. And I kind of had a little trouble building it up in my outer corner. But I mean, it looks great now. It turned out really, really well, but it just took a little bit more to build up in the outer corner than a regular powder would. So that's the only thing, and that's just something that I probably just need to get used to, because I only have, well, now I have two, which was supposed to be a surprise, but I did only have one Natasha Denona palette, which was the Love palette, and I've only used it a few times, so I haven't really delved deep into her cream to powder formula, so I'm not used to it. So it might just be something I need to get used to. That's just how the formula is, but just something to note if you do get this, that it does have some of those formulas in there if you don't like those types of formulas, if you've ever tried those types of formulas. It did work. I mean, it's not like it didn't work at all. It wasn't patchy, anything like that. I think once I was able to build it up, it blended well. It was just building it up to the intensity that I wanted. It just took a little bit longer than I think a powder would have. So other than that, I'm really loving this palette. I can't wait to delve a little bit deeper into it. And if I can get through all these new palettes, I'm super excited to have it. I did buy a second palette from them. I ordered the Goddess palette, which is supposed to be like the gold, Natasha Denona's gold palette, and I'm really excited to delve into this with you guys too. I'm going to do a video with this one. I'll probably wait, because like I said, I got a surprise for you guys that I'm really excited about, so I don't know if I can wait any longer. I probably had this for about a week, and it's driving me crazy because I have new stuff that I needed to do first. So, but we'll get into that next video. It'll probably be tomorrow actually, and then we'll get into this Goddess palette. But I just wanted to grab some of their palettes, especially the new one, and kind of dig into their formula, see what their formula is like, because a lot of us aren't bougie enough to spend $129 on a Natasha Denona palette. But I also love a lot of the color stories that she has, like the Biba palette. I really want the Biba palette, and I really wanted to get that from Alter Ego, but it was sold out. So it's very, very popular. Obviously, everybody else wants the Biba palette too. So it's kind of a way, I mean, some people say that it's kind of taken away from her creativity, from her creation. But it's hard for me to say either way, just because I can see it from both sides. I understand that, you know, that was her creation. They aren't technically doing anything wrong. And I feel like they're also giving people like me that cannot stand to spend $129 on a palette. I mean, spending $66 on her smaller palettes are bad enough in my opinion. Like, that's kind of cutting it. That's getting really close to being too much. So I feel like that's a way for us to be able to try out the colors, the color story, and be able to have a little bit of her palettes without having to spend the big bougie price. So I don't know, it's all up to you how you feel about it, but I really enjoy it. I love playing with makeup. I love being able to delve into different, especially eyeshadow palettes. So for me to be able to try a little bit of Natasha Denona without the price, it actually excites me. I mean, I was so excited last night. That's why I cleaned my brushes, was because I was so tempted to play with this, but I wanted to save it for first impressions. So I wanted to get into this so bad, but I just decided to clean my brushes instead. At least I was near it, you know, it was sitting beside me. I think that the look that I came up with was just beautiful, so I think that their formula is something to, if you're interested in, for you to test out for yourself. I definitely think that it's worth it, but like I said, you're going to have to figure out for yourself how you feel about the whole dupe thing. Oh, and also I wanted to talk a little bit about the brushes. All the brushes I used were great. I think that's part of the reason why the shimmers were so good, was just because of the brush that I used. I used this one, it's their number 6 brush, and I used it for both of the shimmers, and I just flipped it on the other side to switch. But anyways, I think that that was part of the reason why I had so much luck with the shimmers. It's just because it's soft enough to lay, but it's also dense enough to lay it down. It's just the perfect density, I guess you would say, and shape as well. I was able to really get in there and get it placed exactly where I want to. So I love this brush. This brush was the one I went in my crease. I really like it because it's nice and fluffy, but it's also slightly pinched so that I can get into my crease, but it's not too much, because I don't know if you say I have hooded eyes. I guess I do have hooded eyes because my little eye wrinkles come down. Yeah, I guess you would say I have hooded eyes because my eye wrinkles kind of come down. I just have really wrinkly eyes is what I say. And my eye wrinkles just kind of come down over my eyelid a little bit. So I guess that's what hooded eyes technically is. But anyways, so I like that it was nice and fluffy to blend it all out and diffuse it, but it's not so wide. I mean, it's not wide in both directions. It's pinched a little bit. So I like that a lot, which it might fluff out a little bit more once I get to using it, but I really like that. And then this one for packing on the outside corner, I really loved, because it's just the right size to fit right on my outside corner to place the product, but also be able to blend the product as well. And this smudger brush was really great for the lower lash line. So I really enjoyed the brushes that I used. They also have really nice feeling handles. The ferrules seem to be decently made, so, and they weren't super expensive either. They were decent price. I think, were they 20 or 28? They were less than $30 for all these brushes. Well, no, I bought an extra of this one for all these brushes. I think there's 8 brushes, so that's not too bad of a price in my opinion, and I think that it's definitely worth it. So if you were thinking about checking out Alter Ego, I definitely would say go for it, because I have definitely had a great impression, a great first impression with the brand so far. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. Also, please subscribe so you can become a part of our family and spend a little time with us in our little corner of the internet. Also, ring the bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a video and some of my amazing content. I guess that's going to be all for me today, and I guess I'm going to talk to you later. Bye, y'all.